This is Bachelor, the word Bachelor,
Bachelor.
which I've done twice. My first divorce, I was too young and it was too short for me to make much headway. I was more interested in other women and stuff like that. So the first one sort of just disappeared. But the second time I became a bachelor with my second wife, it lasted about 20 years. And in looking back over that, it was extremely valuable. I learned so much about being alone, half of the stuff I talk about, I learned 3/4 of the stuff. I learned being a bachelor. I wanted to be a bachelor. it was my choice. I wasn't dating people and all of that kind of stuff. Had friends, plenty of friends. But the training that being a bachelor gave me was profound. And I just couldn't have imagined that in my life. A, that I would be a bachelor and be a bachelor for so long. And B, that it would have such meaning and contribute so much to who I was. And what you learn to do, and self-contained, and there's no one there to do anything for you. So you do everything yourself, including a little bit of vacuuming once in a while. I was a true bachelor. I didn't vacuum very often. I wasn't one of those perfectionist people who have to have everything right. So as an artist, that gave me plenty of time too. And I could jump up and go do anything I wanted at any moment without consequence or being called foul. So this sort of out of context in my life, because I have been married a lot and for a couple of decades, and yet I had a couple of decades in the middle of all of that of being divorced, and how valuable those moments were, and how wonderful it is to be married again. And I'm kind of doing a both thing. We go back and forth, and it fits beautifully. And on a lot of levels, I'm still a bachelor. And I must confess to loving it and learning from it and growing with it and coming to understand it. And with no regrets. It wasn't like, oh, geez, I want another wife or whatever, or why did she, or whatever. Just my coming back to Judith has been so righteous. And we took quite a while to decide, hey, this is kind of working. Let's get remarried. And having that caring person in your life is spectacular again. It also filled something in me. And the second thing about it is, because we haven't been married and been doing all that stuff all the time, there's no, at least for me, there's no triggers. Well, she always does this, and I don't like that. There's none of those triggers. She gets angry and says a bunch of stuff, and okay, I hear you, but I'm not offended in any way. I don't, okay, I'll put the spoon on the other side. Well, if that's what you want. So I was also kind of freed up to be back in relationship without those things, when you're living with someone for a long time, there's a bunch of rusty stuff and squeaky wheels and other things that just kind of automatically become part of it. And I seem, so far anyway, to be free of all of that stuff and love it. It's like the best of all worlds. So I'm just putting a plug in for bachelorhood or anything else that comes into your life and surprises you and takes you, boy, I never thought I'd be a bachelor again. Just be with it, right? Go for it. And it'll have gifts for you.